Hello! Hello, everybody! We're back. We're reading Reddit posts. We're reading... This will not be a family-friendly stream. Am I the asshole posts? We got some Animal Crossing lo-fi. We're gonna go on Reddit. Also, before we read any of the posts and just talk tea on other people's lives that we don't know, I want to go look around our place because I want to look at all the different art that's happened since yesterday and show off my little head that's mixed into the bunch. There's a whole Minecraft section. On the upbeat, thanks for subscribing. Black Panda, thank you for subscribing. Mashu, thank you for subscribing. Look it, I matched my drink. And my chair. Not really the same greens, but it's a green day. The Mad Monarch, thank you for subscribing. When is the merch coming out? I think end of this month, maybe early May. In a week and a half, I get sent the samples, and I'm gonna do a little photo shoot with them. And then once that's all done and I have the photos, then it can go live whenever I'm ready, actually. I negotiated so hard to get you to replace Ghostbur. Listen, if it makes anyone feel any better, Wilbur had 2 spots, and he's totally okay with me taking Ghostbur's spot. Plus, Ghostbur has been now placed next to Wilbur's head elsewhere in our place. He's got lots of spots, in fact, because he also has Lovejoy, but he has his whole face, which I did place 1 square of the Among Us character. I was caught red-handed doing that. I don't have any regrets about it. Sophie Texas, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna go check it out. We're gonna see what's up with it today, see where everything's at, and then we'll read some of the messiest Am I the Assholes that I can get my hands on Reddit today. We've read a lot of them. I don't know how often they get posted. Probably pretty often, because we read through a lot by this point. We've gone through hours and hours of reading Am I the Assholes. The Among Us really ties it all together. My favorite game is zoom all the way out and then zoom all the way in and find an Among Us in the frame that you've zoomed in on. Chances are you'll find one somewhere. Thank you guys for fighting for my face to be in our place. I didn't realize how many allyships and discussions between discords for territory was happening. I don't feel like that. Did this happen last time? Drool, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you, Lady Roderick. Yeah, let's go check it out. That's the music. Here we are. Let me get this out of here. There we go. That'll be its own window. All right, so we've got there's a lot that has happened on this since I looked at it last night. This thing keeps changing. It's honestly terrifying. Some of my favorites, some highlights. Let me just do quick zoom in on some of my favorites. This was like a lemon or something. It's filled with Among Us. Oh, too far. Man, it's hard to find anything in here. There's so many things. No! The Bloons monkey's getting taken over. Aw. He was one of the highlights for me. Bloons monkey. All right, well, he's going. It's hard to hold on to some things in this one. I like how this is black and white. Crossing over into here. Well, shoot. Rest in peace, Bloons monkey. I really love what every country has done with their flags. France has something like really cool going on over here. I like the croissant. Where's the UK? Oh, it's so hard to see anything. Actually, I don't know where America's is at these days. Oh, wait, here's the UK. There's pretty cool. They got a little T. Here's the trans flag, too, with like a bunch of little characters that are so cute. Sylveon? We love to see it. Our place pride. This is the cool corner. Look at these flags. This is the cool section. Star Wars. Let me see if I can find me. I keep forgetting where that section is of Minecraft heads. I never remember, and it's hard to like actually see what's going on. I try to find the MCC one first, because then from there I know how to navigate, I think. Honestly, it's a hot mess up in here. Look at this disaster. What is this? What even is that? Whoever he is, though, I like that. That's a good duck. Bidoof? I like Bidoof. I do know immediately where to find... Boop, 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 boop. Oh, hold on. I gotta... There we go. Anyway. Oops. Back to business. There's a lot of non-family friendly material in here too, by the way. This is absolutely not a family friendly stream. We haven't had one of them in a while anyway, but there's a Snorlax below the Bidoof. I already don't remember where Bidoof is. Isn't this so cool? Oh, here. Here's MCC heads. So, oh, there's this one's upside down. Who's that? So that's some of, there's H. Oh, who's vandalizing H's eyes? And then I do believe the other Minecraft. Oh, maybe I don't remember where it is. We'll find it eventually. I'm just gonna scroll around. And you can also absolutely find an Among Us in almost every piece of art that is on here. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, duh, that's where it was the whole time. I just look over it. I don't have a verified Reddit account. I just made it like 3 months ago. Because I'm a Tumblr user. I'm not usually a Reddit user. Or I just scroll through subreddits without an account. But I'm more of a... I'm a Tumblr girl, actually. Do. Look at this. That's insane. Oh my god. How do you even make something like that? Do. I just don't know how you look at squares and make this. I don't... oh no, France. Yeah, France has been having a bit of a rough time. But I like what they're doing now. Wilbur, we have a rule in this chat because I don't know what you're saying, and if you're insulting me, I won't know, so can you not? What does that mean? He just comes in here and breaks the rules. Do. I don't know how to find anything in here. I was trying to find, oh, here's the other, look, there's me! Boop. I replaced Ghostaper. How does that make you feel, Wilbur? He has enough. Oh, no! Who just done this? I can't fix it. I have to wait 16 minutes. Thank you. Thank you, never mind. Wilbur! Wilbur! How dare. He put a red square in my... Well, in 15 minutes, I'm coming for your head. But I have to wait a while. Listen, I also just saved your own face, Wilbur. I literally had just saved... Look at this. Oh no! Oh no! Which one did I place? I already forgot. They're trying to take him down, and I wasn't here to... I wasn't standing for it. I already forgot which block I saved. I'm trying to defend them. Well, this is just sad. They were in love. We were taking his legs away. Well, that's our place. There's loads going on. Look at that. I found the Minecraft heads and immediately... Oh my god, I found them again. Very good. Rank number 1. I think the dreams is just a green square. And what are these like little half... Oh, it's a little head going this way. Is this one Tommy? Aw. This whole section is so neatly organized. How'd they do that? Last Dark, thank you for subscribing. TikTok, thank you for the 100 bits. Slimy Perso, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, we saw the MCC one. We've already been there. Look at these. Oh, this is so cool. People are so talented. That's scary, though. Do, 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 do. You could scroll for here. Let's play the game of we zoom in. Can you find the Among Us? I did. He's right here. Literally immediately found Among Us. Now zoom out. Among Us. Right there. Zoom out. Among Us. There's always an Among Us everywhere. Oh. Among Us. Right there. Oh, I zoomed in on a hard spot. I also didn't mean to zoom out that far. Among Us. Among Us. Among Us. Among Us. You removed Ghostaper. How could you? Listen, it was a sacrifice that he was willing to make. I didn't even ask him to. Among Us. Boom. Is this one an Among Us, but upside down? This one definitely is over here. These are Among Us's. Oh, wait, where's this? Oh, little Snorlax. It's more, well, it should be Munchlax, shouldn't it? If it's little Snorlax? There is a new Ghostaper too, but it was a sacrifice he was willing to make. Not even me. Among Us? Well, that's our place. Let's read some Am I the Assholes, because that's what we're here for. It is my favorite thing to read the problems of other people that they put on the internet for us to pick apart as if we're therapists and judge. It is my favorite. Am I the asshole? We will go find the subreddit. Here, have some blue. Thank you for the prime. Thank you so much. All right, who's ready? This is my favorite thing to do on stream. It's so much fun. All right, let me find a juicy one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother and son-in-law that I will not cater to their beliefs regarding kids? That doesn't sound like fun messy. I'm here for fun messy. I don't want to find myself going, ooh, ee. Actually, I do. I do want to find myself going like that. But we want fun messy. Am I the asshole for not letting my mother-in-law in the delivery room? Definitely not the asshole just up front immediately, but maybe that's messy. Maybe that's worth reading. Am I the asshole for not telling my friend she didn't do anything wrong after she destroyed someone's belongings? Yeah, that sounds messy. That sounds like messy stuff that I want to read. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to be a groomswoman? I don't know what that means. I'm going to read it maybe. That might be messy. Might be some tea there. Family drama is always real good. Am I the asshole for kicking my husband out of the house for a weekend? We've read 2 stories that are that exact plot, so we're gonna skip that one. Ooh! Oh no, this one's gonna be messy. Am I the asshole for screenshotting messages guys sent me and sending them to their mothers? Oh no. Oh boy. Am I the asshole for refusing to give up my place for my sister's wedding picture? Nah. Am I the asshole for refusing to move in with my boyfriend unless he gets rid of his man cave? That one just kind of sounds like fun to read. All right, what do we got? What do we got already opened? Am I the asshole for not letting my mother-in-law in the delivery room? That sounds easy. That one sounds like it'll be a nice, like, one to get us started. I'm already just going to say no. I think that anyone who's giving birth is allowed to decide who is and is not allowed in the room. And they're allowed to feel a certain way about that too. But especially a mother-in-law, not even the husband. We read one about a husband that was upset for getting kicked out. And even then, she's the one pushing it out. So I'm going to be on her side a little bit on this. But I, 25 female, am pregnant. It was not planned, but me and my boyfriend, 26 male, are more than happy to welcome the child. My family said they will always be there for us whenever we need them. And it was the same with my boyfriend's, Adrian, family, except my future mother-in-law. Why is it such a thing that mother-in-laws are always like a thing of drama? They're always involved in these stories on Am I the Asshole? For context, me and my boyfriend got into a relationship when we were 20 and 21 respectively. My mother-in-law always had a problem with me. When me and Adrian, my boyfriend, decided to move in together when we were 23, 24, she was so against it. That's a definitely overbearing mother trying to protect her little baby boy. But maybe should maybe let him be an adult at 24 years old. She refused to let her baby go. After a lot of convincing, she finally told him that she's okay. When we told her we were expecting, that seemed to trigger something in her. She was so angry at me, especially since we are not married, and even suggested that we drop the baby. A few weeks ago, me and Adrian were talking about who was going to be in the delivery room. I said that I wanted him, obviously, my mom, my sister, and his sister. Oh, she's letting a lot of people in that room, actually. That's a lot. That's a party. He was angry, saying why his mother was not allowed to be in the delivery room, but his sister was. I told him that his mom has always had a problem with me and has never been a big help or supported me during this pregnancy. She told me to drop my baby. His sister, on the other hand, has been supporting me and helping me the most during this pregnancy. Adrian said that if his mom is not going to be there, he's not going to be there too. Oh no, Adrian, listen, we talk more about this. We got to talk about this. We got to talk to your mom about this. She's letting a lot of people in that room though. I was expecting her to just say only the husband. And I was like, you definitely support you on saying no mother-in-law if she's wanting to be the only other person in the room. She is having her mother, his sister, and her sister. How many people was it? It was 4 people. However, she does not have to let his mother-in-law in the room either. But he's not hearing what the problems with the mother-in-law are. He's just taking his mom's side without, like, I don't know, understanding her side of how she's been treated by his mother. I get it's his mother, but this is also big important part. You're saying if his mother-in-law can't be in the room, he won't be in the room. That's his son or daughter. Actually, I don't know what kind of baby it is. That's his baby. Is his mother more important than his child? Because not only is he ditching his wife for his mother, he's ditching the opportunity to see his son be born. Why am I saying son? His child. Did they say son at some point that I'm just assuming, or I don't know. But there's different flavors of babies. Different, I don't think she said son. I think I just put son in for some reason. He's willing to give up seeing his child be born to die on this hill that his mother needs to be in the room, and isn't listening to the details of how she wasn't, you know, the mother-in-law is not a nice lady to his wife. That's a problem that you should have a little bit of a backbone and talk to your mom about. Not even you should stand up to her, but like, have you ever talked about it? Like just a regular conversation, regular people talking? Eve Street, thank you for the gifted 5 subs. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, a moment of standing up for his wife is definitely something that should be happening, but also, are you able to communicate as adults to each other at all? And say, hey, you know, my wife feels like you haven't been very supportive. And what would his mom say to that, actually, I wonder? Alana, sit, thank you for gifting a sub. You're having a baby, what flavor? Pink or blue? Okay. That's extreme. I do not want Adrian to miss our child's birth. Of course not. As it's something I want to cherish for a long time. We were arguing back and forth about this. The hospital asked me to give them names of the people who are going to be in the delivery room. They are not going to allow anyone except them. On the list, I did not put Adrian or my mom. I would have put him on as a backup. Like maybe in the moment of his child being born, he'll change his mind and be like, this is not worth it. I would have still put his name on the off chance he might show up. Like, it doesn't hurt to put his name, like, extra names if they don't show up. She didn't put his name. I mean, okay, it's dumb. He shouldn't be dying on this hill. But if he had a last minute change of heart because he's being kind of a little bit of a dummy, he can't get in. Okay. Adrian was so angry. I would be angry about that. But also, he's being a dummy. Adrian was so angry about this and asked why I did not put his name. I simply said if he is ready to not be in the delivery room only because of his mom, who has never showed any interest in this pregnancy, that just shows that he has no interest in being there with me in the delivery room. Kinda. My due date is in 3 weeks and Adrian is still begging me to call the hospital and change the names. If he's still not willing to go in without the mother-in-law, though, I wouldn't. I'm planning on doing so, but he's still... I'm planning on doing so, but he's still mad at me for not letting my mother-in-law... Okay, so she's letting him and not the mother-in-law. Good, that's where that should have ended. P.S. My son-in-law... Sister-in-law... I read it wrong the first time. Sister-in-law told me that mother-in-law had no interest in being in the room at all. Oh, she doesn't even want to be there. Well, what is the point? She just saw this was a topic of argument between me and Adrian and was just trying to do her best to make Adrian leave me. So am I the asshole for... No, definitely. Does he know that now, though? He's got to know that now. Someone needs to tell him that the mother didn't even want to be in there in the first place, and he really is dying on a hill that's so not worth it. It's your son. Why do I think it's his son? Why have I been thinking son this whole time? I thought son-in-law? Son? He's really willing to not be in the room when his child is born and dying on the hill of his mother being in the room too, and she doesn't even want to be there. One more thing. People are telling me why I want all these people in the delivery room. It was a lot of people. I'm just saying it was a big list. When I was 16, me and my friend had unplanned sex and I got pregnant. Teen pregnancy was very hard for me. I had a miscarriage and having all these people there would be great support for me. Okay. Listen, I wasn't... You do whatever you want. You have 20 people in that room if you really want to. Honestly. The more the merrier. Actually, definitely not. I wouldn't want 20 people in that room. I wouldn't even want to be in that room. Okay. Yeah, no, you weren't absolutely definitely 100% not the asshole. I probably would have still put the husband's name on the list as like a just in case, but she has a very good reason for not doing that too. And in the end, he is going to be in the room and the mother-in-law is not. She doesn't even want to be there. And hopefully this doesn't end the marriage, and hopefully the husband grows a little bit of a backbone. I'm just saying. Maybe the team that you have formed with your wife, because you remember that whole thing that you did when you got married? That's your partner now. And I know it's your mom, but our parents are not perfect people. They're people. The sooner you realize that, the better. Okay, am I the asshole for not telling my friend she didn't do anything wrong after she destroyed someone's belongings? Okay. My friend Shannon, female 25, lives in a shared house. Yesterday when we were chilling at her place, her roommate, Bess, female, around the same age, suddenly knocked the door. Knocked the door. Okay. Bess was furious and yelled at Shannon because she found her reusable lunchbox in the trash. I feel like there's like missing words and I'm having a struggle with reading it. Bess was furious and yelled at Shannon because she found her reusable lunchbox in the trash. Bess claimed that Shannon took the box without permission and destroyed it. It was completely scratched, partially melted, and had paint stains in it. Bess said that she had been searching for it for some days and had asked Shannon, but Shannon had claimed to not seen it. Oh, Shannon, what did you do? Shannon had used it to transport nail polish in there when a bottle burst. She then tried to clean it. How do you clean nail polish? That is absolutely a nightmare of a situation to try and fix. I do understand that. I spilled nail polish on a carpet once. How do you... Acetone. Oh, yeah, definitely. You know what? Yeah, on a lunchbox. I don't know. Is it a cloth lunchbox? Would acetone work on that? Acetone does not work on a carpet, I'll tell you that now. That is not how you clean nail polish out of a carpet, is acetone. Apparently, it's just a little mixture of water and dish soap. And then you just, like, blot. Nail polish is a pain in the butt. But if you ruined somebody's things with it, you own up to it. She tried to clean it, but neither nail polish remover or alcohol worked. Okay, so whatever kind of lunchbox this is, it didn't work. So she tried to scrape it off. Her last resort, yeah, once it's dry, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Her last resort was to... Her last resort was to bake the box in the oven and try to soften the color to scrape it off. Was that really your last resort? Was to put it in the oven? That was really... I mean, it's definitely last for a reason. That didn't work. She hid it in the trash. Bess demanded an apology and a new box. Fair enough. Oh, a hairdryer. That's genius. That's clever. Shannon started to cry and said she didn't do anything wrong. Yes, you did. Oh, no. Our other friends who were around started comforting Shannon, telling her she was not the asshole and she didn't do anything wrong because accidents happen and she didn't know she didn't have permission to take the box. Okay, first of all, if it's not yours, you don't have permission. That's how that works. It's not your thing. You don't need explicit permission. You don't have to... Wait. You don't have permission to take things if otherwise not stated. What? Shannon walks into a bank and takes money because she said, oh, you didn't say I don't have permission. Actually, a bank probably would say you don't have permission to take it when it's not... Anyway, you get the point. You don't... Things that don't have explicit... like sign do not touch does not mean you're allowed to touch it. Do you have self-control? They told her that she doesn't have to apologize because she didn't do it on purpose. Okay, listen, there's two halves of this argument where one is correct and one is wrong. She did not do it on purpose and it was an accident. And those do happen sometimes. You do have to apologize. You did still do something wrong. And then it's okay. Because it was an accident. And you're sorry. And then it's fine. You did do something wrong though. And that's okay. But if you're sorry, she's crying. She feels bad, obviously. She just doesn't want to think that she did anything wrong. You know what I learned about people? People will do anything before feeling guilty for something. They will do every other option they can think of before allowing themselves to feel guilty and admitting guilt. Blame other people, put a little bit of blame here, a little bit of blame here. I didn't mean it though, but that wasn't my intention. But you did something wrong. That's okay. That's allowed. Those things happen. We're people. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. Accidents do happen. You did not do it on purpose, and your intention is important context. However, say you're sorry, because you obviously are, and then it'll be over. Buy her a new box because you ruined it by accident, and then you don't have to feel guilty. When you avoid taking responsibility, maybe she won't feel guilty because she's a little bit delusional. Anyway, I said I agreed that Bess shouldn't have yelled. To be fair, an extreme reaction probably was very upset. We don't know if this is a sentimental box by any means. Yelling would make me burst into tears immediately. Even if I am sorry and would apologize immediately, I would cry if you yelled at me. And then I'm sure there will be a solution that will help Shannon buy a new box for Bess. Very good friend, not just coddling her, but also saying, it was an accident, so maybe we don't yell. But that I still think it was a bad idea of Shannon to use a lunchbox that's not hers to transport nail polish and then lie about ruining it. She threw it in the trash and thought it would just go away. This is an adult woman who's 25 years old. Threw it in the trash and thought it would just go away. Out of sight, out of mind. It was very much wrong to hide it from Bess. She should have immediately told Bess what happened, and lying about not knowing anything makes it even worse. Duh. Shannon started crying harder, and the others called me the asshole for not supporting her. Well, what about Bess? Who's here to support Bess? Yeah, she's 25 years old, by the way. That's an adult. That's an adult woman. Who lives on her own. Well, she's living in a shared apartment, too. That's someone who has never been told no in their life, because she assumed anything in this shared house of hers, even if it's not hers, she's allowed to use if you don't tell her specifically she can't. All right. Why in a metal lunchbox? It must have been metal, right? She put it in the oven. Who let her live on her own? Because that was a mistake, is what I'm gathering the most from this post. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to be a groomswoman? I get the logic of using a lunchbox to transport nail polish. Like, if you live in a house where you just don't have another thing, you know what I mean? It's not a bad idea. Like, if it was my own lunchbox, I'd probably use a lunchbox to store nail polish. That's, like, not a bad idea. However, it's not yours. Anyway. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to be a groomswoman? Sorry if the formatting sucks. I'm on mobile while typing this. We don't care because no one can see what it is. I am just simply reading it. So my 25 male fiance, 24 female, has never gotten along with my sister, 18 female. My fiance has never liked how close I am with my sister, and it has been a cause of a few arguments. Okay, weird to not like how close you are with a sibling. Not gonna lie. Don't get that one. I proposed to fiance Sarah, in quotes, probably fake name, a few months ago. And things have been going smoothly. In fact, I would say our relationship has never been better. A few days ago, Sarah listed off to me all the people she wanted as bridesmaids, and not surprisingly, my sister was not one of them. I don't think that that's a big deal. If I was the sister, I wouldn't take it personally. I was a bridesmaid for... No, I wasn't. I was about to make up a wedding that didn't happen. I thought I was a bridesmaid for, like the wife of the person who was getting married before, because that was just like a kind thing. Oh, no. My sister let my sister let her husband's sister be in her bridal party, and that's very nice. Even if I don't think they were very, very close, but it was just a gesture. A completely optional thing you can do, but I don't think that it's that big of a deal to not do it. I wouldn't take it personally. I think it's your bridal party. I don't know how many people you want to have in it. I don't know if you already have a large amount of like female friends and you're very close to, and you're not willing to budge on that. Anyway, we haven't even read the asshole part. Okay. She said she was planning on asking them in a few more months to be in our wedding. Sarah then asked me if I knew who I wanted as groomsmen. I listed off a couple friends that Sarah knew, and then I said I wanted my sister to be one of my groomsmen. I'm such a supporter of this. I think about this a lot, that I would probably have men in my bridal party, because I just, I have close male friends that I would like to be in that position. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I love that. It's just the bridal and groom's party of whoever are the supporters of you want to have in your little party. You can put whoever you want in there. Do whatever you want. Hell yeah. Okay, this made Sarah upset. I'm on Sarah's side about not having the sister in her bridal party. I'm not on Sarah's side about having a problem that it wasn't traditional for a woman to be a groomsman and that it would embarrass her. You know what I would do if I was the sister? I would definitely be one of the groomsmen, but also I would wear a suit to look like the groomsmen. Like, I would full take on the role. That's just me. Side note. I would be so excited about it, and I would definitely wear a suit to just be one of the groomsmen. Okay. He was supportive of Sarah not wanting his sister in her bridal party because that's fair. That's valid. She's not supportive of him wanting his own sister in his groomsman. She doesn't like that it's not traditional. That sounds like a very, very fundamental values difference between you two, that she wants only traditional roles for the people in your wedding and otherwise would be embarrassing. Uh-oh. I explained to her that my sister was one of the most important people in my life and she was going to be part of our wedding. Good, stand your ground. This made Sarah even more upset and she accused me of trying to ruin her wedding day. Ooh, it's both your wedding day. And she locked herself in the bathroom. That's a red flag, is when it's her day. It is her wedding. It's both your day. You're a team. You're about to get married. You are on the same team. Act like it. Do you have fairy lights on your desk that reflect your glasses? I absolutely do. And it looks like I have gold freckles, and it's amazing. It's my favorite. Jadal, thank you for the prime. Trellis, thank you for subscribing. Meat Beating Morp, thank you for subscribing. Happy Nerdy and Knitting, thank you. Lisa O Pizza, Joe Gem, Marshroom, Shapesy, thank you guys for subbing. Yeesh. Okay. It's been a few days since this, and we haven't spoken at all. Ooh, that's bad. Many of her family members have reached out to me and asked me to not include my sister in the wedding at all, and that Sarah should be the most important woman in my life, not my sister. Yikes. My mother-in-law even called me, telling me that I was making Sarah depressed, and that I was a horrible person for doing this to my future wife. No. Oh my God, is everyone delusional? No one knows how to communicate with each other. This is the moral of the story with every Am I the Asshole post ever, is that you don't know how to communicate. And you should probably get therapy together and separately. Ooh. Okay, let's unpack this one for a little bit, because there's a lot here for a very, very small thing that is letting his sister be a groomsman. You know what I would also wonder? I feel like their communication isn't at a level where this is even a possibility for him, but like, would he be willing to compromise if she was able to speak like an adult? How old is she? 24, K, adult. Is there not what about an 18-year-old flower girl? They said she's not even allowed to be in the wedding at all. That's like, he didn't even ask if she could, he didn't even try to compromise by saying, can I have her be in a different part of the wedding? They said up front, she can't be in the wedding at all, without anyone even trying to say, like, let's try to put her somewhere else. No one even said that, and they were like, no. Okay. They asked me not to include my sister in the wedding at all. This is an 18-year-old, by the way. The sister is an 18-year-old, which I know is legally an adult, but like, that's a kid. In my mind, that's just a little teen. They're a little teen, little baby kid teen. I don't, maybe they don't get along and it's maybe something dumb because maybe she's just being an 18-year-old, which sometimes they, even though they're technically adults, 18-year-olds are not full developed adult brains yet. So she might be still just like a little bit of a, might just be 18-year-old stuff. I don't really know. But that's his sister, and he very, very clearly has a strong relationship with his sister. And I have a feeling, this is obviously only speculation, I don't think she actually cares about being traditional at her wedding, honestly. I think she just really doesn't like his sister, and didn't like that he found a way to have her in the wedding, even though she didn't have her in her bridal party. And made up a reason why she didn't like that. I don't think she really cares about her wedding being that traditional. I doubt that's really the problem for her. Clearly, she's not a good communicator, so I think she probably just doesn't like the sister and is threatened by her. Bit insecure. Bit needs to talk to somebody about that. It's okay that you're insecure about it. My sister heard about all of this. Oh, no, it's not over. My sister heard about all of this and told me that it was okay not to invite her. To the wedding? They don't want her at the wedding. They don't not want her in the wedding party. They don't want her at the wedding. Asked me not to include my sister in the wedding at all. I thought that meant in the wedding party. They don't want her there at all. Now, she didn't even do anything. He asked if she could be a groomsman. She did nothing. And they don't want her to be invited at all. That's his sister. Yeah, she just has an issue with this relationship with his sister for some reason, which is weird. I stood my ground and told all of them that my sister would be included no matter what. Am I the asshole for doing so? Edit. Sarah's dislike stems from her walking in on my sister and I cuddling. Oh my god, we get the backstory on why she doesn't like his sister and they were cuddling? I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't cuddle with my brother, but I'm gonna hands off on that one. I've never cuddled with my brother, but honestly, in many contexts, that's fine. That's like completely normal, right? Like, let's imagine they're just watching him. So what he said is, she had her head on his shoulder and he had his arm around her. That's it. That was their cuddling. It was just his arm around her. They were watching TV together. You know. That's honestly cute. That's really adorable, actually. Listen, I am not going to judge someone being that close with their brother that they will cuddle with them on the couch. Me and my brother, we would foot wrestle on the couch, which meant that we would both lay down, feet to each other, and then put our feet up against each other, and then just like push really hard until one of us got kicked too hard that we couldn't play anymore. That's what we did. That's what we do. And I always got kicked the hardest. He was out to kill actually every time. So we aren't on the couch cuddling, but also that's just her head was on his shoulder and his arm was around her. And that was the whole thing. Second edit. There's another edit. There's more. My sister's aromantic and told me that when she first came out that she would most likely never get married, and that made her sad. Aw. I told her that she could be a part of my wedding even if it wasn't the same thing. I will never forget the look of joy on my sister's face. This is why I won't back down. This is brother of the year. Aw. Oh, so she's not even saying she'll most likely never get married because she doesn't want to, is what it sounds like. She's sad that she thinks she most likely won't ever get married. And it made her very happy to be able to be a part of a wedding in some way. Aww. Well, anyone who's aromantic, there is, you know, some aromantic people absolutely do date even if they don't feel romantic attraction. And it's absolutely a possibility out there if you are someone who's aromantic and wants to get married. Supportive brother. I got taught that in the comments of my asexual video because I didn't know that. But it makes the most sense. It makes absolute sense to me. So that's super cool. As an arrow, I would get married for taxes. I respect it. Am I the asshole for screenshotting messages guys sent me and sending them to their mothers? I feel like I have to end with that one. I'm going to end with that one because that just sounds, or not even end, but I have like just a few tabs open. That'll be the end of the bundle, and then we'll go back and see what other ones are around. Wow. Okay, yeah, he's definitely not the asshole. In fact, he's like, he's an angel. He should be protected at all costs, is a gift to humanity, and maybe deserves a bit better from someone who's about to be his wife. Not saying he deserves a better other person, but you need to be better, Miss about to be his wife, is what I mean. That's the tea on that. He needs a better person, which means you need to do better if you're gonna be his person. Am I the asshole for refusing to move in with my boyfriend unless he gets rid of his man cave? I, 25 female, am in a relationship with my boyfriend, 29 male. We are considering moving in together as he owns a 2-bedroom apartment while I'm renting, it makes the most sense for me to move in with him. His spare bedroom is his man cave with a huge TV, a gaming setup, all in all, a very cliche man cave. That's fine. I'm sensing a little bit of judginess for this spare room that has his TV and gaming setup. That's fine though, because that's what I have. Actually, mine is my bedroom. I can't wait to see how this one unfolds, because she could be wrong, actually. But she might be right. I can't wait to find out. Ooh, juicy. However, if they're living together and she wants to have a room of her own, they're going to have to learn how to compromise, or maybe they shouldn't live together. That's where that's probably going to go. I don't mind that he wants to do this with his space when living alone, but that isn't feasible for when I move in. Ooh, feasible. I don't know why that rubbed me the wrong way for a second, but this is not feasible for me. Are you a robot? I have, oh, okay. I was like, I can't wait to see, they have to learn how to, you know, compromise and sacrifice for each other if they're going to be a team in this team. You're doing it together. And he does need to accommodate giving her some space in his home if he's asking her to move in. That's definitely a thing that needs to happen. I have mobility issues and have several large pieces of exercise equipment that I need to use daily for my physio. I think they need a bigger place. I'm going to just say that. I think you just need a bigger place than a 2-bedroom apartment. I think I think it's just already, I'm just going to tell you, that's not enough space. You don't have enough room. You're going to get angry at each other because there's not enough space for you guys. In addition to weekly visits from a physiotherapist to go over my workout with me. The only space any of this could fit is in his man cave. With how it currently is, there's no way all of it could fit in. Now I wonder, how big is the living area outside of the 2 bedrooms? Could he put his gaming setup out in the living room? I almost did that in my apartment. I almost decided not to have my desk in my bedroom to see if I could manage some separation, and was going to put it either in my kitchen and just have my kitchen be the background, or in my living room. If he can fit it out there, I think that would be a good compromise. I told him we either need to look for a 3-bedroom place. Yes. As I need an exercise room, or he needs to ditch the man cave entirely. That's actually, I'm on her side again. I was a little bit iffy because just judging a guy for having a room with his computer, maybe he's a streamer. I'm a streamer, so I was a little bit defensive in the first half. Now, how does he respond? We need to know. The people need to know. He doesn't want to move as he loves his apartment, and it's close to his work, and he doesn't want to change his room style, as he suggests. Wait. He also doesn't want to change his room's style. He has suggested I cut down on my workout equipment. He suggested I cut down on my workout equipment, as I surely don't need it all. My man, no. No. That's not exercise for fun, my man. That is, that's... Okay. All right. Now you tell him, actually, I do need it all. It is not a thing that I do for fun. It is part of working on my mobility issues, and my physiotherapy. Now, so if this was a conversation, if he said, do you really need it all? Bit ignorant, not gonna lie. However, this is a safe space between you and your partner. Let's, hypothetically, should be. He might be a little bit dumb. That's okay. You say, I do need it all now. I actually do need it all, and if you're not willing to move, how are we going to compromise this? I need you to budge on something because it doesn't fit. I told him not to be an idiot. Okay, he was an idiot. And yes, I need it all, in fact. He then suggested I vary where each piece is. One can be in his man cave, one in the bedroom, one in the living room. Honestly, I had thought that too, but I'm not going to tell her what she would prefer for her equipment, which is necessary for her mobility. That's also like a bit out of, like, if you're doing one whole hour of session, hour session of workout in your home, you have to be going around the house to get the whole thing done. She said this isn't practical, as I need to be able to get to it all easily. That's what I would have thought. I've told him I can't move in with him if he won't get rid of the man cave, as it's simply not realistic for me and he thinks I'm being unfair. No, you should just probably live separate until you can have a bigger place together. It doesn't mean the end of a relationship, unless he says, and he says, you're being unfair when he suggests a solution so we can have the man cave and the equipment. Is it really so unfair that I'd make it clear he needs to get rid of it? I don't know how clearer I can be about this. It is a little bit ultimatum-y feeling of like, but it's true though. If he's really not willing to get a bigger place, it has to be this place. She needs a room for all this stuff. It's either gonna have to be that room or a different apartment or not living together. Those are actually the only options. So I don't blame her, absolutely not, for putting it as definitively of you need to get rid of your man cave if you want me to live with you. But also you don't have to live together. Like you can just wait a little longer, you know? You could just wait until you have a place that's bigger, that you can, you can go on and go in on together, maybe. Anxious Angelique, thank you for subscribing. Alyssa, Jottle, Trellis, thank you guys for subbing. Yeah, I'll just be like, okay, maybe moving in together isn't like in the cards for us right now, but like, that's okay. I still love you, and it doesn't mean anything for our relationship. He didn't take it that way though. He thinks it's a problem. Edit, as a lot of people seem to be misunderstanding. It was worded in a way where I was like, nah, let him keep his desk with gaming. Maybe he's got streaming goals, but that's not what it was at all. I'm not asking him to toss his gaming things or get rid of them. We just either need to move to a bigger place or he can't have a dedicated man cave. Why can't he put his desk in a different location with his things, as he suggested for her equipment? I need to see the blueprints of your apartment. I need to know if you are being... You're definitely being the asshole, but how much? I need to know. I need to know. For research purposes. Alright. Okay. Yeah, she's not the asshole. They also, again, as it always boils down to, should work a little bit on their communication. You know, always a good idea in a relationship where this kind of stuff is happening. To, I don't know, maybe talk about it, learn how to talk about it, go to couples therapy, figure it out. Okay, this is the doozy of I'm scared. Am I the asshole for screenshotting messages guys sent me and sending them to their mothers? Don't dox their floor plan. I need to know, can he put it in the living room? He owns this place too. He doesn't rent. He's owning an apartment. So he can do whatever he wants to it. Get one of those soundproof boxes and just put it in the corner of your living room. Anyway, all right. I am an 18-year-old girl who is in college at the moment. I've been getting bullied, harassed by 3 guys in my class who have been taken to messaging me online with rather gross, harassing messages and not safe for work pictures that I'm sure you can all fill in the gaps without me going into detail. I hate them immediately. I hate them. People in my college were not like this. Like, I said it before, you're 18, so you're not a real fully developed brain adult, but you are an adult, man. Act like it a little bit. I should have reported them. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Don't take no shit. Or just blocked them. Yes, also both of those things, actually. Do both. But I had enough, so I screenshotted every message they sent me, found their mothers through their Facebook pages, and sent screenshots to them, including an explanation of who I am and how their sons have been bothering me. I love it. I would have done all of the above. I would have reported it, blocked them, and sent it to their mothers. Hey, if you really don't, if it's jokes and all that, then you shouldn't have any problem defending it to your mom either. If you really don't think that you're doing anything actually wrong, you probably would be able to say it to your mom too. But if you're mad that your mom knows what you've been doing now, that means you know it's wrong. That means you know she's gonna have something to say about it and is not gonna like it, because objectively, it is a bad thing you are doing. And you don't want your mother to find out about it, I assume. So maybe don't do it. Oy, yikes. Their mothers were, that wasn't over either. Their mothers were horrified and shocked by what I had sent them, explaining what was going on, and all three are on my side. Women standing up for women. Some of my friends think this is genius and exactly what they deserved. It's petty. You could have gotten away with just the above two. However, the unfortunate reality is that reporting it and blocking them might not have made them go away. In fact, it's pretty much a gamble of whether it would have made things worse or it would have gone away. It's always scary for a lady to know if how they handle a situation like this is gonna either escalate the situation or diffuse it, because it really can go either way. But now these guys got their moms that are never gonna stop calling them on the phone about this. They will never know peace from their mothers anymore. They might stop now. They might actually stop doing it. Because the truth is, they probably think that what they're doing is just fun and games in college. They probably don't think they have bad intentions, but they are doing bad actions. And they are hurting people and being gross and a bit weird. And they probably think it's harmless guy fun. You know, it's just boys being boys. That's toxic. Their mothers were horrified and shocked. Okay, there's all three of them are on my side. Some of my friends think this is genius and exactly what they deserved, but some of my other friends think I took it too far and it was out of line to put that on their mothers, and also how I don't know what their home life is like. Play stupid games. K-Fire, thank you for subscribing. If the way that you're behaving isn't a behavior that you can defend to your own mother, maybe you shouldn't be behaving that way. If anyone at any given moment of my life, you know what? I take it back. Immediately I take back what I was about to say, which was I would be proud of any of the behaviors that I could send to my mom. I would be. I would defend all of my actions to my mother, because I am not doing things that I'm ashamed of like these boys are. I'm not doing anything like that. Am I the asshole for doing this? No, they're the assholes. Play stupid games. Edit due to questions, comments. When it was just standard bullying, I reported them. Oh, they even did actually report them too. And it didn't work. But they only got a warning. The messages, pictures started after that. What did I say? It might just escalate things. Because unfortunately, they only got a warning, and there is generally universally zero consequences for these things sometimes. The pictures started after to prove I couldn't do anything. Okay, that's just nasty. I figured reporting them again wouldn't work, so I did this. Yeah, okay. I was already on your side, but I'm still on your side. More. Also, whoever reported me as worried about my current mental health, thanks. Oh. Huh. They were worried about her. Well, yeah, that's an awful thing to have to go through in college. That's absolutely gross and disgusting. You're not the asshole. They were. They deserved it, and I hope their mothers never stop checking in on them. Ever. Never. I hope mom is knocking on their door, ringing their doorbell, and calling their phone every day and making them say I love you to them every night. And I hope they start respecting them. All right. Let's find oh my god, the music stopped. That's funny. That was like perfect timing. Did you pause? Continue watching. No, that's not the one. Let's read like a few more, and then I'm pretty good with that. These are fun. I have so much fun doing this. These are so fun. My pickups. Am I the asshole for ignoring someone after she asked me to apologize after purposefully deceiving her over lunch? I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna read it. What's MOH stand for? Maid of honor. Maid of honor. It's a wedding one. I read enough wedding ones. Some of these are messy, but not in a fun way or a good way. Am I the asshole? I didn't help my ex-wife. That sounds messy. Oh no, this sounds messy too. Am I the asshole for sitting at the kids' table during dinner and making a snide remark about how the men in my family would have been better people if they had been babied? Had been babied? I feel like that's not a good thing. I feel like men that have been babied end up wanting a mom, wanting their girlfriend to be their mom. Am I the asshole for eating my boyfriend's in quotes leftovers? All right, that sounds like a petty one, and that sounds fun. Am I the asshole for ignoring someone after she had asked me to apologize after purposely deceiving her? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Last week I had a group presentation, and after we were done, my teammates and I decided to go out for lunch. Then one of them asked if one of her friends could come with us. We're all international students. So we're waiting for her friend, she shows up, and we go to eat at this restaurant near campus. During lunch, she gets a call from her mom. They're British, she said, Mom. And she starts speaking on the phone in French. Wait, okay. At first it was normal stuff, but then it became, these people brought me to this restaurant and I hate the food. Oh, does she speak French? She's speaking in French and the girl understands her? Uh-oh. This place isn't even nice. Why did they come here? And these people are so boring. I was very uncomfortable by the end of it. Afterwards, I told my teammate, the girl's friend, about what was said. She was angry and apologized to me and told me this wasn't the first time something like this happened. I feel like I'm missing the context of the main girl, the poster, speaking French. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I just reread it to make sure I didn't miss something. Apparently, they usually speak to each other in Arabic, but her friend switches to French if she wants to say something to someone that she doesn't want my teammate to know about. Later that night, I get a bunch of DM requests from my teammate's friend. She was like, it was rude of me to sit there and listen to her private conversation, and I should have excused myself and gone somewhere else. No! I absolutely would have waited for the conversation to end, though, and then say something to her in French so that she knows I was able to speak it the entire time. Or, I don't know, if someone's like, do you stop them or do you let them finish before you let them know you understand what they're saying? Oh no. I should have excused myself and gone somewhere else. Then there was, you lied to me about where you're from. You made me think I could have a private conversation around you. Maybe you should take the private conversation elsewhere. Maybe you shouldn't have a private, maybe you should have the private conversation outside and not at a table with people and just switch languages so that you could have it in front of them. Just take it outside. Honestly, I could care less what you're saying on the phone to somebody. Maybe you're being a bit rude. Maybe you're being unkind and saying that these people are boring and you don't like the food. You're allowed to not like the food. That's fine. Do it outside. Have your private conversation in private then maybe instead of in front of everybody. Also, it doesn't matter where a person's from. They might speak the language. I don't think that the person in question is from France. I think they just understand French. Okay, yeah, here it is. My dad is Korean and my mom is Swiss. We talked about this over lunch. She asked me what part of Switzerland my family is from. I said my mom's family is from around Zurich. I don't know how to say cities in Swiss. Switzerland. Because of this, she thought I could only speak German. That's not her fault. That's not your fault. This is how I lied about where I'm from. That's not how lying works, by the way. She told me she'll apologize about the things she said if I acknowledge I've purposefully deceived her. Okay, so when you introduce yourself and they ask where you're from, you say where you're from, but in addition, you have to list all of the other languages that you know and let them know. So if you're planning on speaking in a certain language and have a private conversation and insult me to my face, these are the languages I know, so don't do it in these ones. That's how you introduce yourself. That's how you introduce yourself from now on. No, you're definitely not the asshole. Assumptions were made. This is why you don't make assumptions, because they make an ass out of you and me. That's why you don't assume. And also maybe, like, say your shit if you really want to, you really feel that way. Do it outside. Do it in a private setting. Even if it's in a language no one can understand, maybe the private conversation should not have been at the table. In fact, maybe this is a me thing because I have like these weird things I was taught by my mom that are like were taught to me as etiquette, but I don't know if other people would feel the same way. I personally would feel it rude to take a phone call in front of multiple. If I was at dinner with somebody else, with a bunch of other people, and I got a phone call, I instinctively would leave to take it. I don't think I just personally would want to have a phone call in front of a bunch of people because I don't know what it's about yet. But I also, if it was me and one other person, I might take it there if I don't mind them hearing, like a close friend, a significant other. But if there's multiple other people, I feel like if I take a phone call at the table, I'm stopping everyone else from continuing their conversations. I would feel that way. Maybe that's not everyone. I would feel a bit rude, especially with multiple other people and not just one who doesn't mind waiting because they're not going to do anything else while you're on the phone. They'll go on their phone. But a table of other people that you don't know, I would not take the call at the table. I'd think it's rude, personally. There are a lot of things that I personally would think rude of myself to do because I was taught like weird things that I want to call etiquette, but I do not think are universal, and I do not think would be rude for other people to do. But I have my weird things that I know I would feel rude doing. I have a weird one. I always feel like I'm being rude if I'm talking to people with sunglasses on. If like we're out at an outdoor dining situation and it's sunny, I literally have to wear sunglasses because I have like an eye disease that is rampant in my family. So sun damage, it's very important for us to protect our eyes from it. So I have to keep sunglasses on if I am outside. But it feels rude to be in a conversation with someone and have sunglasses on for some reason, even though I know they don't think it's rude. I wouldn't think it's rude if somebody else talking to me was wearing sunglasses. But I feel like I'm being rude because it's like, am I obstructing eye contact? Am I ruining a connection here that should be happening through eye contact or something? But I have to wear sunglasses, so I have to get over it anyway. But that's just me. If I didn't have this issue, I would probably take my sunglasses off specifically for the point of the conversation. I don't know why I feel this way. I also always want to take my shoes off when I go to other people's houses, but some people are shoes-on households, which is weird to me. And again, I wouldn't mind if someone came in my house and kept their shoes on walking around everywhere. I really wouldn't care. But I always want to take my shoes off because I don't want to stomp around in my shoes in your home. But some people might think I'm weird for walking around your house in socks when everyone else has shoes on. I've been somewhere where they wanted everyone to keep their shoes on, so out of my element. Shoes off household here. Or I always ask when I go somewhere that I like a friend or a new person that I'm meeting. I always ask them do you want me to take my shoes off, because I definitely don't want to be clunking around if you don't want me to have my shoes on. And a lot of people are shoes off households. Okay. Am I the asshole? I didn't help my ex-wife. There's absolutely zero context in that sentence, but that's fine. My ex-wife and I had very difficult... Oh, never mind. That's not what that said. My ex-wife and I had very different views about spending money. After the birth of our daughter 3 years back, she started spending a lot of unnecessary money. I tried having a discussion with her about budgeting, but she refused, saying that all of it was necessary for her. All right, I really need to know. Because a 3-year-old daughter, you got to buy a lot of things. In those 3 years, there's a lot of necessary things you're going to spend a lot of money on. Some of the expenses were definitely necessary, such as a mother's helper, maid, cook. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. They're rich. Do you remember that Am I the Asshole where the guy was mad at his wife because it was her job to make lunch for the kids for 1 week? And he said, and I quote, I'm not exaggerating, because he said it was trash junk food. And he said, I am not exaggerating. And then he said what his wife was making for his kids was chicken nuggets and hot dogs. Oh no, these are the necessary expenses. Mother's helper, maid, and cook. These are 3 individual people doing jobs. Okay, those are necessary to you. I cannot wait to find out what the unnecessary ones are. I had no problem with those kinds of expenses that would help her recover from childbirth. You got the money to do it though, honestly? Do it. Take as much of the load off mom as you can. If you got money like that, I guess. Go for it. What's unnecessary here though if you got money like that? I gotta know. But there were others that were purely unnecessary and lavish, such as shopping. Clothes? Oh no. Oh God. Do you know how fast babies grow? Do you know how quickly they do not fit in the onesies you bought them for 1 year? Not even 1 year. In 1 year, how many different sizes do babies go through? Oh, I can't wait. I read ahead. I skipped ahead. My brain couldn't. I did the thing where I read a few lines down and I regret it. Oh God. Okay. It all reached a breaking point when she paid for her brother's college tuition from our joint account without even asking me if I was okay with it. That's not even related to the baby, your daughter. Okay, I should have asked if it's not, although if it's entirely her portion of the joint account, I support it, I guess. I divorced her. That's the line I read ahead to by accident. And we got equal custody of our daughter along with me having to pay child support because our daughter was still very small. I mean, it sounds like that was probably a divorce that needed to happen, and I hope they go on to live better, healthy lives with people who are better fit for them. And I hope, have a good relationship with each other for their daughter separately. Cool. Honestly, good decision probably was made there. I had to also give her half of my business. Oh, I didn't want to run a business with her, so I sold my business and gave her half the money. I started a new business on my own, and it's doing pretty well now. Nobody asked. That was me. Today, when I went to my mom's birthday party, my ex-wife was also present. My ex-wife was a family friend, so she is still close to my parents despite our divorce. After dinner, I and my brothers... That's not how English works. Actually, maybe it is. I don't know why I'm nitpicking his grammar now. I and my brothers were watching a movie. At the time, my mom came to me and told me she wants to speak to me in private. We stepped out of the house, and my ex-wife was waiting for us there. My ex said that she lost all of the money that she received from me upon divorce because her investments failed. Uh-oh. If I'm honest, I'm not invested in either of them at all. I'm not on a side right now for either of them. She said that if I'd been more mature by running the business with her instead of selling it off and protecting just myself, she wouldn't have been in this position now. Ooh, I'm sorry. When you got divorced, though, you're not a team anymore. And if you blew all of the money, I'm going to have a hard time having sympathy here for you. She said that she's been evicted from her apartment. It doesn't have the money even for a hotel room. She blew that kind of money like that. She can't get a hotel. One night at a hotel, maybe $100. Maybe. Go to a motel and maybe $40. Maybe. You don't have that anymore? Team baby. We're on team baby. We're on team baby. Oh, this is bad for the baby though, too. I don't like him either though. I don't like either of them. Is this everybody sucks here kind of? Okay. Told me that since I caused this, I should let her stay with me in my house. I refused and told her that she can leave our daughter with me for the time being and go stay with one of her friends or something. She started crying, and my mom said I should be more kind to my ex, considering she's a close family friend. Okay, then your mom can take her in. How about that? Why am I getting so sassy with this one? Because I have no sympathy. How do you blow money like that? I'm assuming a lot of money because they were hiring a maid, a cook, and specifically a mother's helper. What even is that? I didn't know that was a title for a job. I didn't know. maybe you should have kept any of it instead of investing literally all of it that you can't stay in a hotel room for one night. You can't afford one night in a hotel. Her mom says he should be more kind, then her mom should be the one to take her in, is how that should go. What did Reddit think? I haven't been reading the comments on any of these, I realized. I forgot about doing that. Okay, first comment. This is time to strike, get a lawyer, and fight for custody. I don't love the guy, honestly, but she's definitely not responsible enough to care for herself in a financial way, let alone also her daughter. And he can afford a mother's helper, a maid, and a cook, so he could definitely get a nanny too. And they're divorced. They're not a team anymore. He doesn't owe her anything. If this was a situation where he wasn't like a literally ridiculously rich person, she needs to get some things together. And then they revisit the conversation of letting her have split custody and caring for her daughter when she's able to financially care for herself. Although, you know what I think is funny about this? He never says what was the unnecessary spending. And then he goes into a completely unrelated thing about how she paid for her brother's college tuition with their joint account. I wonder how much of that money was also hers. Did she have like an amount of money that was also hers in that joint account that was earned by her and she maybe was meaning to spend only that portion of the money? It's also a joint account, but maybe you should talk about spending things that much money. You should probably talk about it. But he never said what was unnecessary spending. I have a feeling it was, I mean, maybe it was unnecessary. Maybe this woman doesn't know how to save a buck. He said lavish shopping, but I also wonder if he didn't understand how many different clothes you need to go through for a baby in just 1 year. And they have a 3-year-old. So that's like, they grow fast. You gotta keep buying bigger clothes. You have a baby and you just keep buying bigger clothes until they turn 18. That's how that works. It's just constantly buying bigger clothes. I'm still laughing at, so I divorced her. Obviously, there was probably a lot of issues in that marriage. Still stand by that was definitely a good decision on their part, most likely. And like how much... Yeah, no. He doesn't know her, but I don't have any sympathy for the problems they're having. Am I the asshole for sitting at the kids' table during dinner and making a snide remark about how the men in my family would have been better people? I need to make sure I'm reading this correct. Would have been better people if they had been babied. That's not usually how that... I mean, okay, let's see. You need a little bit of babying, maybe. But too much is definitely going to cause some problems later for any girl that they date. If they date any girls. Or boys, honestly. No one wants to be the parent of their significant other. Whenever my in-laws host dinner, the kids have dinner in one room and the adults in a different room. I have a 3-year-old son. I'm getting congested for some reason. I have a 3-year-old son who doesn't eat properly unless you're keeping an eye on him. So I didn't want him to eat where I couldn't see him to make sure he ate enough, which is why I sat at the kids' table. Okay. I'm gonna do a crazy speculation here. If it was me, I would have brought the kid maybe to my table. No, maybe the kid wanted to sit with the kids. So you sat with him at the kids' table. Yeah. If I was the kid, I would want to sit at the adults' table with him and be like, can I go with you instead? That's what I would do. I didn't think it would be a big deal, but apparently my father-in-law and father both thought it was super disrespectful and sent my sister-in-law to call me twice. Okay, that's definitely overreaction. The second time my sister-in-law asked me to come and speak to them, otherwise they would just send her back. So I did. Okay. What? I don't get it. Why is the kids' table in an entirely different room? How many rooms do they have? Are they rich? I need to know. Because our kids' table was at the end of the adults' table, but 2 feet lower. But we didn't have another room. I guess maybe they could have put the kids in the living room with like a little kids' table, possibly. Do they really not want the kids anywhere nearby them that much? It sounds like they hate kids. I don't know. Maybe they just put them in the living room. Maybe it's not a big deal. The conversation was just them telling me I was babying my son and that he needed to gain some independence and become a man. Oh. Yeah, I see now. I get it. They needed to be a little bit babied. I had a feeling that was going to be the other side of it, was that over-babying, obviously a problem. Under-babying and being like, you need to be a man, that's a different other problem. And I didn't realize that the person telling the story is the father. When I just read the title, I thought it would be the wife or the mother. Okay. Oh no. He needed to gain some independence and become a man, but he wouldn't if I was so hell-bent on babying him all of the time. I was annoyed because of what they said, and the fact they were telling me off in front of everyone like I was a child, so I made a snide remark about how the men in the family could have used some babying as children, and it would have made them better people. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm on your side. Definitely, as the father of the son that you are so-called babying too much, you love that son, and you love him hard. But make sure that he doesn't need his future significant others to be his parent, though, too. I worry for them. But also, it's a child. You can baby a 3-year-old as much as you want to. There is no limit. It's only when they're like a teenager. Maybe that's when we, reel it back a little bit. That's when you teach them to be responsible. This is a 3-year-old kid. You don't need to teach them to be independent and a man at 3. He's not a man. He's a boy. He's a child. That's a baby. That's just actually a toddler. That's a little baby. You can baby him infinitely, and it will not matter. At this point, my husband got involved. Oh, wait. Is this the wife? Or is it husband? You know what? They never clarified at any point in here. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, okay, I think it's the wife. It's the wife who is babying her son too much. It's the wife. And at this point, my husband got involved and told me to... No! I was so excited when it was the dad, but it isn't the dad, it's the mom. They might... Yeah, I'm well aware it could be 2 fathers, but I do believe it is a mom and a father. At this point, the husband got involved and told me to just sit down. No! I did end up sitting down. No! But I was quiet the entire time and was only answering with yes or no when someone spoke directly to me. My husband pulled me aside after and said I was being very combative for no reason and that our son had been fine in the other room alone and I hadn't needed to cause a scene. No! He suggested I try to smooth things over with everyone, but I refuse since I was still angry, which made him upset with me. Am I the asshole? No! Lovamoo, thank you for the 100 bits. Haunt of Harper, thank you for subscribing. Becca Davis, Jelly Jam Live, Butler, K-Fire, thank you guys for subscribing. No. Hold on. I need to reestablish some things here for a second. Her own father and her husband's father said that she needed to stop babying her 3-year-old so that he can gain independence and become a man. A 3-year-old. It's also only over what the food that he's eating. She's just making sure he's not eating garbage. A 3-year-old. Okay, you're not the asshole. You're definitely not the asshole. All right, this one sounds like it might be petty. Might be a fun time. Am I the asshole for eating my boyfriend's leftovers? And then we're gonna find one last juicy one to end the stream, and I'll head off. This is a silly little disagreement my boyfriend and I would like strangers online to input in. Okay, that's what I thought it would be, and I'm excited. I wanted something silly, a little goofy, silly pettiness, maybe. We've lived together for 3 years, and we've always taken turns in cooking. However, his portion sizes are always so much bigger than mine. Thanks to lockdown, I've put on a few, so lately have been asking him to make sure my portions are smaller. how is he cooking where, can you not take your own portion of, like, is it a bowl of pasta? Can you not take your own serving of less pasta? But okay, that's fine, sure. He's still not totally grasped that, so when he cooks, I've been putting half my plate into a Tupperware to have his lunch the next day. Okay, that's fine. I was like, maybe just, I mean, if he serves you too much, don't eat it, maybe? I don't know. Just putting it in a leftover container. Good, cool. And then you have a small evening meal. The first few times I did this was fine, but this last week, he's been questioning me why I should have leftovers and not him. Oh, since he cooked the meal. Okay. My view is that this is because it's my meal. I'm just having it in stages. But he thinks that anything I don't eat the night before should be anyone's game. But if he wants it, he should have the priority. Okay. This isn't a big red flag thing. It's just a simple disagreement, and I have thoughts, actually. I have a lot of opinions about this. He's wrong, all of them. In all scenarios, he's wrong. I get his point that if he cooked it, it would be nice for him to enjoy it longer, but I also feel like if I decided to eat it all in one go, then he wouldn't have leftovers anyway. It was her food. We're not taking this totally seriously. We also shouldn't in the chat. Not a red flag moment, but he's wrong. However, there are many solutions to this problem for him. So here's the thing. This is what he can do, because I agree with him that, you know, getting to enjoy leftovers is a nice thing. And if what he should do is, one, cook more initially so that he has his own leftovers in addition to her own leftovers. If he wants later in the week to get to enjoy it again, cook some extra with the intention of having it later. Cook an extra serving. Two, it's a good point that if you just want to make the food that you're going to eat and she doesn't end up finishing all of her food, so she puts it away, maybe sometimes you are able to ask her, hey, are you gonna eat your leftovers today? I'm getting a little hungry. Would you mind, you know, you can switch off who gets to eat them. Maybe she doesn't want them every time. Maybe she'll make a sandwich one of those days. Maybe you got sandwich stuff. And she's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna make a sandwich today, or I'm gonna have a salad. You go ahead and you can have, you're allowed to ask. You're allowed to have that conversation. I think people forget they can just have a communication about it. But I wouldn't say it was invalid for him to ask, like, hey, maybe sometimes, can I have leftovers today? I'm like really swamped. I'm really busy and kind of hungry. Would it be all right if I had them and you have something else? Is that okay today? And she might be like, yeah. Or she might say, no, actually that's, I planned all day for that to be my meal. I don't have another option. Could you figure something else out? Because that was my figured out plan for food. I don't have another one. Can you figure out your own plan? Because you already knew you didn't have food. That just is convenient that I had food. You can ask, but she doesn't need to share. Exactly. And maybe also just cook extra in the initial cooking stage of when you cooked. Maybe just make a little bit more that time if like you want to make a point to have a leftover night. Dude, I loved leftover nights as a kid. I think that's an unpopular opinion. I think most kids didn't like when it was leftover night, but I did. Because my mom was cooking like an abundance of food for herself, my dad, who ate a lot, me, my sister, and my brother, and sometimes my other sister. So figuring out portions for that size, that many people, can be pretty difficult. So, you cook a bunch and you put the rest away, and we always have leftover night. I loved leftover night. But I also, being the youngest, did not get priority. He said he should have priority. That's definitely wrong. That's definitely wrong. She gets priority. You are allowed to ask to enjoy the leftovers every once in a while if it just, maybe she doesn't feel like having it that day. That's okay. But you definitely don't get priority. Anyway, I always got last pick because I was the youngest, and my brother would go in and pick. Maybe sometimes I'd beat them to the kitchen because I'd go down early and help set up the table, and then I got to have first pick at leftovers. That was always great. That was always my move. All right, let's go read one last juicy one, and I'm going to end the stream. Am I the asshole for embarrassing the groom with my wedding toast? Some potential there, maybe. I don't know. Am I the asshole for saying it felt like I lost both my parents when my mom left? That sounds like it won't be a fun one. I want messy, fun, and sometimes the titles of the Am I the Assholes are things that I'm like, all of these people, all people in general, I think, would only ever benefit from therapy. Always. Just in general, even if you have no problems, everyone would only benefit from it. It is not maybe some of these are like pretty heavy. This is one maybe you bring to therapy and not people on the internet, because they're not gonna actually be able to help you legitimately all the time. They don't have the criteria to do that all the time. Am I the asshole for overreacting to a joke? Oh boy, I wonder what the joke was. I might read that one. That sounds fun. Oh, I found the one. I'm scared though. It could go either way. Am I the asshole for refusing to properly apologize for traumatizing a child? Oh no! What did you do? What did you do? Okay. What did you do? Or is it a mom, like a Karen mom, overreacting to something that is not traumatic in any way, shape, or form? This could be either one. My son, Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno, and his best friend, May, these are fake names also, have been friends since they were 5 months old. May kept crawling over to grab him, and 4 years later, they're still best of friends. Adorable. May's mom, Kate, is a single mom who my wife and I have grown very close to because of our son. Okay. May's father, Ross, is a former deadbeat. This is messy already. This family's got drama. From what I know about him, he always wanted nothing to do with May and Kate and was happy just sending them monthly checks to her mail. They spelled check with a Q. Amazing. Fascinating. Over the past year, he's supposedly apologized to Kate and stated that he's wanted to be a more present person in her life. He's been coming around more often, sometimes with his fiance. I kind of want to give, benefit of the doubt to Ross. Maybe he does. Maybe he is a former deadbeat. Maybe he is apologizing genuinely. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him when it comes to a child. Maybe he really has changed his mind and wants to be involved in his daughter's life. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's a reformed deadbeat. But maybe OP knows better. Who knows? This is messy though. From what I can tell, and from what I've heard from Kate, Ross is trying hard to be a good parent. Okay. All right. Okay, Ross. He's missed a huge part of May's life and seems like he's trying to rectify that. He's a bit of a helicopter parent. I don't know what that means. Oh, and seems a little too overcautious. I don't think this guy knows how to use quotes. I don't think he knows how to use parentheses correctly or quotations, because he put supposedly in parentheses. He could have just put apologized in quotes. And he could have put former in quotes instead of parentheses. I don't really understand. Okay, he's using them wrong. That's fine. I was an English major. I'm just getting nitpicky. Okay, helicopter parent. He also doesn't like how close May is to us. Okay. For the most part, I can brush off his comments and is overcautious for the sake of May and Bruno's friendship. This past weekend, May was over at our house for a play date, and my wife fainted in the kitchen. She was holding a glass of water, and she's all right now, don't worry. May was actually the one who called me from my office, and from there we went to the hospital. How old is May? 4. May's 4. Wow. Okay. All right. That's a good 4-year-old to know to go get dad. There's something wrong. Okay. Once we got there, I called Kate to come pick up May from the hospital. And because she was busy, Ross and his fiance came to pick May up. 2 days later, the day my wife was discharged. Wow, they kept her 2 days. Okay, that's not part of the story. Not our business. Ross sent me a lengthy text message wishing my wife a quick recovery and asking my wife and I to apologize for the trauma we gave May over the weekend. Oh. Uh-oh. She saw my wife on the floor and had to come get me. That's the traumatizing the child part. You can just tell her what fainting is. You can tell a 4-year-old what fainting is. I apologized on behalf of my wife and told... No! Don't apologize. How dare you? Told him to thank May for helping me that day. I essentially said I'm sorry that she had to see that, not for my wife's actions. Fine, whatever. Go ahead and do that. This wasn't enough for Ross. I wanted to be on Ross's side. I really, really did. He's trying. Ross wrote back another series of text messages telling me that my wife and I should apologize properly in front of him and his family and apologize for my wife's actions. What actions? Fainting? That was not a conscious decision. But okay. And that we should cut all contact with May to protect her. Ross, man, we wanted to be on your side. But this isn't the way. I refused because I thought he was being a little unnecessary. Oh, little. Apologize for his wife's actions. Yeah. Try not to faint next time. Next time you're gonna faint, don't. Kate doesn't... Oh, wait. This has caused a bit of drama and has led to nasty calls and text messages from both Ross and his fiancée. Block their number. Screw him. Kate doesn't agree with him and especially doesn't think we should cut contact with May. Oh. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely don't. She came to visit my wife and May the other day, but she's suggesting that we apologize to him to ease his anxieties. No, he can take his anxieties and shove them into a therapy office with his therapist because his anxiety is his responsibility, and there are steps that he needs to take to make it better. And he can apologize for when it gets out of hand and affects the people around him because he does have anxiety. However, you're responsible for how you respond and treat people in a moment of anxiousness. Shove him into your therapy appointment next week. My wife's fear is that this will affect Bruno and May's friendship. It might, unfortunately. And it shouldn't, because that's dumb. That's dumb. Apologize for fainting. No. No. How do you... My very developed adult brain, who is actually just a very functioning, mature woman, wonders what would happen with these types of people. If you got in a room with Ross and you sat him down and you said, I want to talk to you about this because I do feel bad that this happened while your daughter was in our home, and we hope that it doesn't, like, cause any problems. If she has any questions, you know, you can tell her what fainting is. But I would like to talk to you about not letting... what was I going to say? How would you like my wife to not faint next time? How do you suggest we have her not faint anymore? Okay, in a less sarcastic, petty tone. My wife fainted. She was kept for 2 days. That means it was more than just a one-off, like, I don't even know that there isn't a situation where there's a one-off faint. I fainted before. I fainted multiple times. I never went to the hospital. I never needed to be kept for any reason. It wasn't a big deal. She was needed to be kept, so something like possibly more serious or just like something to be more conscious of is going on with her health. Ross, my wife did not choose to faint. Do you think that she could have chosen to not faint? Why do you think that she should apologize when it was completely involuntary that she fainted? And by the way, she's doing okay since you asked. I couldn't not be petty and sarcastic with him. I just simply couldn't do that. I wouldn't have it in me to not be really sarcastic about it. Ross, what are your suggestions? Do you have a reference to a doctor that can maybe tell her how to, when she's about to faint, to simply not faint? I'm all ears if you have a solution to that. Do you have a cure for fainting that we don't know about, Ross? Because I personally have fainted multiple times. 4, I think, in total, if I was going to count that I can remember. Does it count that I got knocked out on the playground? Is that a faint? If I got literally whacked in the face and I blacked out? Okay, 4, not 5. That one doesn't count. I'd love to know your cure for fainting, since you think that people can choose not to. Just don't faint. Just simply don't faint. All right, well, that's not how that works. But thank you guys for hanging out today on stream. Savannah, thank you for subscribing. Love Beardo, thank you for subscribing. Love Amu, thank you for the 100 bits. Haunt of Harper, Becca Davis, thank you guys for subbing. I don't remember if I read those or not. Yeah, simply don't faint. Be built different. Do better. Skywater Ash, Bryn Lily, and Lady Viking bring it in for a hug. How do you demand an apology for her actions because she fainted? I want to sit him down in a chair and make him explain it to me logically. Could he do it? And on that note, I have something to share with you. Hold on. Lily Go Spooky, bring it in for a hug. Hold on. This is really important. I just got sent this by the man himself, Wilbur. That's too big. Wait. Why is it that big? Yeah, thank you guys all for hanging out today. Thanks for everyone who subbed, sent bits, followed. Make sure you follow. It's free. Don't ever worry about it if you can't subscribe, gift subs, send bits, or anything like that. Just being here and watching is super appreciated and is just as valuable to me. But thank you to everyone who did gift subs and send bits and subscribed. Look at those toes. Look at the... subscribe to me on YouTube. I upload on YouTube pretty frequently right now. Pretty consistently. Not super often, but consistently, roughly. And I'm like really close to 900,000 on YouTube, which is a really close number also to 1 million, which is insane to me. I didn't think that was ever going to be possible. Feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube. There's a lot of content there. I'm going to be editing these Am I the Asshole streams into videos that I think will be really fun. But also if you're here and you're a Minecraft fan, I stream Afterlife SMP and Origins SMP, and I upload videos about both of the series. My Origins video is going to hopefully come out like next week, and I'm going to try my absolute best to squeeze out an Afterlife before I go on a little trip, like for a few days. I'm only going to be gone for a few days, but I'm going to try to get Afterlife out for the 7th, which is revealing a new origin, which is super cool. All right. I'm going to send you guys off. I'm going to pick who I raid. Don't send any names. Don't worry. I've got it. I'm gonna have you guys raid Elena. She's playing Among Us. I've been out of the Among Us game because I just am traveling so much that it's not possible for me to be able to commit to a lobby at a time, especially with the time difference. But I kind of missed the game. Go be the absolute nicest people in your chat. If you don't know the rules, ask the mods, don't break them by accident, and go in there bringing your good vibes. And thanks for your good vibes today. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Reddit Am I the Asshole reading. And also, I do believe this is the last day of our place. Feel free to please help defend my face and make sure it makes it to the very end. I'm gonna be making sure. It's so cool that I'm in it. I was so happy. Go place a square somewhere. Go make a Reddit account, place a square somewhere. I'm also gonna defend my Among Us in Wilbur's hair. I'm dying on that one. But thank you guys. I'll see you guys all soon. I might do another short stream tomorrow, but I'm gonna be spending a lot of time. I'm gonna be dedicating tomorrow almost the entire day to filming my next Afterlife video so that I can get it out soon. Which will involve my new origin, reintroducing myself with my new origin to a bunch of people, and going home. And then I think episode 2 will be when I build, or for episode 2, I'm going to build my house for my new role. But episode 1's just going to be a lot of shenanigans with other people and just showing off my new role and my new skin. But thank you guys. I'll see you guys. I'll say goodbye.